Building a Stoic mindset for self-esteem. Self-esteem plays a crucial role in shaping how we see ourselves and how we interact with the world around us. We are more inclined to take on challenges, follow our objectives, and confidently handle obstacles when we have a high sense of self-worth. However, it can be challenging to retain a healthy feeling of self-worth in the face of life's obstacles, particularly when our sense of value seems to be dictated by outside factors or other people's perceptions. With its focus on virtue, self-control, and perseverance, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism provides a potent toolkit for establishing and preserving self-esteem from within. We can increase our feeling of self-worth and gain a deeper grasp of our inner values by adopting a Stoic mentality, which eliminates the need for outside validation. Stoicism teaches us that our actual worth is found in how we live by our values and connect our actions with virtue, not in what other people think of us or in our accomplishments. We'll look at 7 essential Stoic techniques below that can help you develop a solid, long-lasting sense of self-worth. 1. Comprehending the control dichotomy. The dichotomy of control, or the notion that some things are under our control and others are not, is one of the core tenets of Stoicism. According to the Stoics, we should let go of things that are out of our control and concentrate our efforts on the things that we can control. These variables, however, can change and are mostly outside our control. We release ourselves from the worry of having to be flawless or continuously looking for approval when we acknowledge that we have no control over how other people see us or how every circumstance turns out. 2. Adopting self-acceptance and accepting imperfection. The acceptance of human imperfection is another fundamental tenet of Stoicism. Stoic thinkers recognize that human nature entails failure and error. They placed more emphasis on accepting flaws as a normal part of life than on trying to avoid failure or fight against deficiencies. The impediment to action advances action, wrote Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, in his Meditations. We may take advantage of our mistakes as chances to grow and learn, rather than berating ourselves for not being perfect. Self-esteem is about accepting oneself completely, warts and all, rather than striving for perfection. Knowing that we are constantly changing and developing enables us to face obstacles with fortitude. 3. Turning attention to internal validation. Building self-esteem from inside is a key Stoic discipline in a culture that frequently values accomplishments and praise from others. Stoics contend that our inner values and the way we live according to our ideals are what truly define us, not how other people see us or our social standing. We cease letting other people's perceptions of us dictate how we feel about ourselves when we base our sense of value on our capacity to live up to our values. Regardless of how other people see us, the Stoic practice of asking ourselves if our actions are consistent with our principles keeps us rooted in our beliefs. We establish an internal foundation of self-worth that cannot be destroyed by outside validation when we behave honorably and remain loyal to our principles. 4. Being mindful and reflecting on oneself. Regular self-reflection is encouraged by Stoicism as a means of understanding our own attitudes, behaviors, and thoughts. In order to reflect on his life and better himself, Marcus Aurelius frequently wrote down his ideas in his meditations and engaged in self-examination. According to Stoics, self-reflection is essential to leading an intentional life and coordinating our deeds with our principles. We can recognize thinking and action patterns that either reinforce or detract from our sense of self-worth by cultivating conscious self-awareness. Journaling and meditation are examples of mindfulness exercises that can increase our awareness of our thoughts and feelings about ourselves. We may identify negative self-talk early on and try to recast our thinking in a more positive way by routinely reflecting on our experiences. We can more effectively deal with our self-doubt or fears and bring our self-perception into line with our Stoic values of virtue, knowledge, and courage if we know where they come from. 5. Developing resilience and a growth mindset. Resilience, or the capacity to withstand hardship and overcome setbacks, is emphasized by the Stoics. Although failure, difficulties, and adversity are unavoidable in life, our mental health is determined by how we handle them. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminded himself in his Meditations that adversity provides a chance for development. The obstacle to action propels action. From this vantage point, failures become opportunities for personal growth. Reframing obstacles as chances for personal development rather than as dangers to our value is a key component of resilience-based self-esteem building. We can see failure and criticism as important teaching moments that advance our growth rather than letting them sap our self-esteem. Being resilient allows us to continue in the face of adversity, and each time we do so, our sense of self-worth increases. 6. A life based on virtue. According to Stoics, leading a moral life is essential to finding purpose and fulfillment in life. Stoic philosophy is based on virtue, which is described as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By leading a virtuous life, we can become more in tune with our true selves. According to the Stoics, virtue is the only real good, and we can develop inner serenity and self-worth by living virtuously in all areas of our lives. We develop a feeling of self-worth that is unaffected by outside validation or financial achievement when we concentrate on living morally and with integrity. We uphold our own sense of honor and dignity whenever we act morally, whether it is by being kind, exercising patience, or standing up for what is right. By putting virtue above outside approval, we build an unbreakable foundation for our self-worth that is impervious to outside influences. 7. Embracing and accepting the challenges of life. The notion that we should welcome life's obstacles rather than run from them is one of Stoicism's most potent lessons. Adversity was viewed by the Stoics as a chance for personal development and advancement rather than as something to be feared or resisted. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body, according to Seneca, another well-known Stoic philosopher. We increase our resilience, self-esteem, and confidence when we embrace and accept obstacles. We can overcome our fear of failing when we approach life's challenges with a Stoic perspective, accepting that adversity is a natural part of being human. We can use challenges to fortify our character rather than allow them to erode our feeling of value. We gain confidence every time we get through a challenging circumstance because we know we have the inner fortitude to face any challenge. We can develop a more resilient and positive self-image by redefining obstacles as chances for personal development. Conclusion: using Stoicism to develop durable self-esteem. Developing a Stoic mentality for self-esteem entails turning attention from outside approval to internal values. We lay the groundwork for long-lasting self-esteem by embracing imperfection, exercising mindfulness, accepting what we cannot control, and living up to our virtues. According to Stoicism, our sense of value is derived from how we live in accordance with our principles and handle life's obstacles, rather than from our accomplishments, outward appearances, or other people's perceptions. We can develop a feeling of self-worth that is based on our actual selves by being resilient, reflecting on ourselves, and committing to virtue. Although it may not always be simple, the Stoic road gives us the means to develop an unwavering inner confidence that holds true in any situation. By putting these ideas into practice, we can cultivate a strong sense of internal value that is unaffected by outside influences. Let us know in the comments what you think about the building a Stoic mindset for self-esteem, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.